Hi guys, Blu-ray Ben here, and today what I'm going to do is my top 20 favourite movies from my collection. I was going to do a top 10, but I was sort of trying to pick them out, and I had so many that I absolutely love. I find it really hard to cut it down. I think I had about 50 chosen. To cut it right down to 10, too difficult, so I decided to cut it down to 20. And yeah, basically these are the movies. I don't think, these aren't the movies I think are the best made movies. These are ones that, my favourites. And basically what I did to cut it down from 50 to 20 is, decide which films I would be able to watch over and over again and still enjoy them. And that sort of helped me get it down to 20. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, it's in my opinion, and these are movies that I think are amazing. Maybe you don't agree with me, but I would love to hear your comments down below. I'll definitely get back to you. And if you want to do a video response telling me your favourite 20 movies in your collection, I would love to see that too. And I'm not going to talk loads about each movie because I want this sort of video to be quite short. Just going to go through them quickly. And if you do follow my channel, a lot of them will be repeated, from other videos I've done of my favourite movies and things like that. But yeah, just stick with me, and I hope you enjoyed this this video showing you my 20 favourite movies from my collection. So the first one is an amazing film. I absolutely love this. This is The Fighter, and Christian Bale knocks it out of the park in this movie. I think it's what makes the film what it is, and also Amy Adams and Mark Wahlberg. They give great performances, and just one of these movies that I can watch over and over again. And of course, I love my biopics. So yeah, that's great. Martin Scorsese movie, I knew I'd have at least one here, and I was between this and Hugo. Decided to go with this. This is Gangs of New York. And, I'm a sucker for Daniel Day-Lewis. I love all those movies, and Leonardo DiCaprio is amazing too. Don't really like Cameron Diaz too much, but she doesn't really annoy me that much in this movie. But yeah, really gritty, violent film with an amazing soundtrack and amazing dialogue, and that's what draws me in these movies. It's got a great soundtrack, great dialogue, and it's a bit violent. I'm always going to be watching it. So yeah, Gangs of New York. The next one's a completely different movie. It's a drama 100%, which is The Doubt, starring Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and once again Amy Adams. If you haven't seen this, definitely check it out. I was glued to the screen the whole way through. There's no action, there's no comedy. As I said, just drama. But it's very rarely that a drama film will keep me glued to the screen the whole way through. Absolutely amazing, and yeah, great performances from all three. Okay, the next one's another violent film. I love my violent films. It's a western that I actually rewatched yesterday, and a really good film called Bone Tomahawk, starring, as you can see, Kurt Russell. Also stars Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, and Richard Jenkins. I think they all give great performances. And yeah, as I said, it's a really violent film. It's just a low budget western, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Once again, I was glued to the screen, and well, just check it out. Amazing. Bone Tomahawk. Okay, the next one. I'm not a huge fan of Tom Cruise, but there are a few films out there that I do enjoy, and this is one of them. It's The Last Samurai, and this is one of these epic movies, with a beautiful soundtrack. The dialogue's really good, the war scenes are amazing, and I'm also a sucker for samurai, and the backstory with this and the way that they introduce samurai and tell the story is really beautiful. And I just really enjoyed this movie, and it's one of these movies that you go through a lot of emotions, sadness, all the action, just so many things. And yeah, The Last Samurai. If you don't like The Last Samurai, I really don't understand how you can enjoy movies. Okay, the next two are from Quentin Tarantino. There's always a few films on my list from Quentin Tarantino, a great director, and absolutely love him. And once again, violent films. That's what Quentin Tarantino does. First one is The Hateful Eight, which is his most recent one. Really enjoyed this. I especially enjoyed it the second and third time round. The first time round, I don't know, I was expecting something a bit different. But yeah, the second and third time round, I absolutely loved it. As always, beautiful soundtrack, goes well with the film, and violence. And, always gets the most out of all the actors that he chooses. And the next one is Django Unchained, which is, very similar. It's a western, and, some of the same actors. But yeah, once again, great soundtrack. Really enjoyable dialogue, and violence. Okay, the next one, if you follow my channel, you knew this was going to be in here. This is Perfume. In my opinion, one of the most underrated movies out there. No one talks about this. People say it's not very good. I love it. Absolutely amazing film. Just check it out. And the book's amazing too. Okay, the next one's a film with Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley, who I'm not a fan of at all, but she's not in it that much in this film, and it's The Imitation Game. I put off watching this because I didn't think I'd enjoy it, even though I am a fan of war films and things like that. but it's absolutely amazing. It blew me away. This biopic was absolutely amazing, and I was glued to the screen the whole way through. And when I finished watching it on Netflix, literally as soon as I turned it off, I went on to Amazon and ordered it. Absolutely amazing. Okay, another Philip Seymour Hoffman film, Truman Capote. Great drama about, it's based on a true story, and it's one of these ones that once again you're glued to the screen, and the actors' performances here are absolutely amazing. Love this film. Sorry about my voice. Okay, I put a comedy in here because I didn't have comedies. I went with Step Brothers. This is one, as I said, I can watch over and over again. I think I could watch this once a week for a whole year and I wouldn't get bored. It's, the type of comedy that I love. Most people think it's just stupid, but it's amazing. And these two go so well together in this movie. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. But if you haven't, check it out. It's a stupid comedy, but it's just so funny. Okay, next one is a sport-related movie, and it's Moneyball. If you've seen it, I don't really. Well, I'm not going to go into it anyway. But it's based on a true story about a baseball team that does really well, against the odds and things like that. But it's just really, really interesting. It's not boring at all. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's also in this one as well. And Brad Pitt gives a good performance, and Jonah Hill's great in it as well. So yeah, it's one of these sports sort of biopics, based on a true story that you're glued to the screen, and it's just really good. The next one is also a sport-related movie, but it's not based on a true story, and it's one I actually watch whenever I the day before I do a triathlon, because it sort of gets me motivated and hyped up, and it's Warrior. If you've seen it, you know what I mean, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. It's about, well, I'm not going to give any spoilers away because I can give spoilers away, but it's basically about MMA, and I can't say any more without giving away any spoilers because there's a huge spoiler with trying to explain it, but definitely check it out. You don't need to enjoy MMA because, it's one of these stories about, motivation and, whoever, tries the hardest will get what they want and things like that. Really, really good film. And Nick Nolte's really good in it. Okay, Clint Eastwood film, definitely have to have one of these in it. And it's one that you're not going to be expecting, it's Jersey Boys. I do love Quentin Tarantino, and I've got, I think, most of his films, enjoy them all. But I really, really enjoy Jersey Boys. I think it's really underrated. And I just have so much fun with this movie. I think it's just really interesting from start to finish. And I actually grew up with, the Four Seasons songs because my dad used to listen to them all the time. So that was also sort of a nice touch. And yeah, if you haven't seen Jersey Boys, check it out. Especially if you like music and you like Quentin Tarantino. You can't go wrong. Okay, a Brad Pitt movie. Really, really good. If you follow my channel, you'll know I'm going to be talking about this. Is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. The way they shoot this film, the way the dialogue, the way they narrate it, the music, everything, the performances. This is one of my favourite films, and it will always be. You can see it, the poster, as well as Django Unchained. If you haven't seen this, please check it out and just let me know what you think. It's a different sort of Western. I don't know, it's just so original and people don't talk about this movie. It's so good. Okay, the next one, even though it says The Boda and Boda, it's Wedding Crashers. I've got the Spanish version. It's another comedy which I can watch over and over again, and stars Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. They also work really well together. If you haven't seen this, check it out. It's just so funny. It's not such a stupid comedy as Step Brothers. It's a bit more serious, and there's sort of more of a backstory behind it. But yeah, one of these things that I laugh out loud in most scenes. Okay, a film from the Coen brothers, and it's not going to be one that you're going to be expecting. It's Burn After Reading. It's one of their sort of less known and less talked about movies, but I think it's really good. And once again, Brad Pitt. There are a lot of actors that I repeat here. It's just so funny, so original, and so crazy. It's typical Coen brother movie, but it's just so good. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I know most people would choose another Coen brothers movie, but I think Burn After Reading is their best by far. Okay, Liam Neeson film The Grey. Great sort of a survival drama thriller, and one of these movies that I love. They're out in the middle of the country. No one can help them. They have to survive on their own, and it's one of these stories that's told sort of basically by the main character. And yeah, really interesting and really gritty and a bit violent as well. And reminded me a lot of the film Alive, if you've seen that, but obviously with a bit more action and more modern. So if you enjoyed that film Alive, definitely check it out. Okay, the next one is a Darren Aronofsky film, and Mickey Rourke's amazing in it. It's The Wrestler. This is one of those movies that I didn't think I'd enjoy because I don't like wrestling at all. I decided to check it out. I was blown away. It doesn't make me like wrestling anymore, but the performance by Mickey Rourke is absolutely amazing. And this is a film that I think everyone should see. And the ending is a bit controversial, but it's amazing. I was once again glued to the screen, and I've seen this about 6 or 7 times, and it's just really, really, really interesting. Okay, and last but not least, I'm trying to go as fast as I can, is There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis, as I said, I'm a sucker for him. An amazing performance by him, and what a film. This is one of those drama thrillers too, and this is one film that I would recommend to anyone who wants to sort of get into cinema and not watch the blockbusting sci-fis or action movies. Recommend something different. There Will Be Blood is one that I recommend every day of the week. Absolutely amazing. Soundtrack's amazing, and Daniel Day-Lewis, what can I say? My favourite actor by far. So there you go, guys. 20 of my favourite movies. Please leave a comment down below, as I said. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And I would really like to hear what you think of my choices, and leave some of your favourite movies written down below in the comment box. Take care, guys.